How's it going, everyone? My name is True Underdog, and today we'll be discussing the most forgotten character in Injustice. In my previous video, the most popular comment was, wait, Hawkgirl was in this game? Or, wow, I forgot Hawkgirl was in this game. There were even people who admitted to playing the game, but they still forgot about Hawkgirl. And there were also a couple comments dissing her walk animation, which, yeah, it's pretty bad. Dear God, it's so bad. But thankfully nobody walks in Injustice 1. It's all about dashing and random attacks in neutral. But here's the thing. While Hawkgirl is very boring in this game, she was also quite powerful. Still boring, mind you, but powerful nonetheless. Like one commenter reminded me, she has won grand finals at a tournament. So could Hawkgirl actually be underrated? Today I wanted to have a look at Hawkgirl and see for myself. Alright, so like that viewer requested, I just watched that tournament match by Pimpin' Jim, and in the very first match, he did mace charge 14 times and wing evade 10 times. And I'm not joking, I manually counted. That was just during the first match. Mace charge 14 times and wing evade 10 times. And as a result, I'm led to believe that mace charge is very good and wing evade is also very good, at least the dive kick. He was mostly doing the dive kick. There's actually several options out of this thing, but he kept doing the dive kick. And as a result, I definitely want to look over these two moves. So mace charge goes about full screen, but not quite. And if you meter burn it, you're getting a lot of chunky damage. So check this out. Look at that. Just 2 hits and already you're getting 21%. Once again, Hawkgirl was pretty boring to watch, but her damage was definitely there. That was a single special move and you're already taking off a fifth of the opponent's health. And what's even scarier is you can combo off down ones in Injustice. It's not like Mortal Kombat where they're just for pokes. You can combo after them, and down one is pretty darn fast, so that means for a basic punish you're guaranteed 22%. And this move can also be done in the air as well, and look at that, the startup is much faster. Normally she does a big ol' loop-de-loop before flying at you, but if she's airborne the animation is different and therefore much faster. And unlike other fighting games like Street Fighter, this game does not limit how early you can do airborne attacks. If you're fast enough to input it, you can do it instantly off the ground. Hey, look at that, I did it. That was an instant air mace charge and it still hit a standing character. Awesome. And because mace charge was so darn fast in the air, it was perfect for countering keep away characters who love to jump backwards and just throw stuff at you. Whether it was a special move or an interactable, this move could just shut them down. And because Pimpin' Jim downright abused this move, I'm going to guess that it's safe on block. Oh dear God, it's plus. The regular version is plus on block. I can't believe it. And the meter burn version, okay, also just as plus. I can't believe this madness. So you have a move that almost goes full screen and it hits mid, so you can't even duck under it. If you do it instantly off the ground, it's even faster on startup, and even though it has all those amazing things going for it, it's also plus on block. I can't believe it. Alright, but what's the spacing like? Maybe it doesn't leave you close. Okay, it doesn't. It leaves you kind of far away, and this character is kind of stubby. A lot of her normals don't have very much range, so she can't really abuse that +1, but even so, it's not just safe, it's plus, and it's almost full screen, so all those things put together is pretty unbelievable. And oh my God, I'm having flashbacks back when I made a guide for this character. I think you can actually delay the meter burn pretty late. Yes, you can, and look at that, it's always an overhead, so it's a mix-up. Against a lot of beginners, you're gonna catch them with this thing because 2D players love to crouch all the time. But then on top of that, if the opponent dare try to assert their dominance and take their turn back, you could just delay your meter burn and catch them for doing that. Oh my God, and what's it like on hit? Like, what's the frame advantage on hit with this thing? Alright, it's only +7, so not nearly as crazy as I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be way more plus than that. So let's say that I do knock down Diana. I can walk in with the regular version, but the meter burn version I think knocks her away. I think I'm guaranteed a dash though. I think I can at least dash in, and that's about it. I'm starting to understand why Pimpin' Jim downright spammed this move. If you land it even a couple of times, the opponent's already like a fourth dead. If you land a meter burn or maybe 2 meter burns, look at that, they're already half dead, and it has great screen carry. They're already in the corner. Once again, this character might have been boring, but she was not bad by any stretch of the imagination. She's also a power character, by the way, which means she can throw the interactables. Some characters can only jump off of them. They're a bit more acrobatic. She can fly, so great mobility, and she can travel very quickly, but she's also a power character. Alright, but now let's have a look at wing evade. So there are 3 different options out of this thing. When you press 1, you get an upward mace, which I don't recommend most of the time. It's not the best option, but it is a decent anti-air, I suppose, if they're trying to air dash at you or something. But outside of that, it seems pretty niche. You're not going to use it very often. And then if you press 2, you have a sneaky overhead. This was my go-to too when I played Hawkgirl because it could start off combos if your timing was a bit faster. I messed up there, but it can definitely start off combos. And as you can see, I'm already getting almost 30%, so the opponent's almost a third dead off of one overhead. However, like mentioned earlier, Pimpin' Jim kept doing the dive kick over and over again, and I can see why. It's very plus on hit, and look how close it leaves me to the opponent if I land it at like point blank range. She's left like right next to me. And I can also do it from further away because look at the massive range on this thing. It's ridiculous. It's a bit over jumping distance. That's some really good range. And I'm also led to believe it's safe on block. I'm just going to guess. In fact, it might be plus on block if history repeats itself. Alright, thankfully not. It is -1 on block, so still 100% safe, and depending on who you're fighting, that could actually be plus depending on how fast my pokes are. Yeah, look at that. Her down 1 is 6 frames. For some characters, their down 1 was 7 frames, which means in certain matchups, you could actually do the dive kick and you would trade if you both press down 1. And unlike the mace charge, this actually leaves you right next to the opponent. You may even cross up behind them and be left even closer. This character has some wonky hitbox collision, but it's actually working in her favor with this move. Like I mentioned in yesterday's video, if you land her air mace charge and then amplify, it can actually miss, and that's a horrible situation to be in. But for her dive kick, it's actually a good thing that you fly over their head because you are still hitting the opponent and you're only -1, which thanks to Hawkgirl's fast down 1 means she's actually neutral against certain characters with slower down 1s. Not to mention the chip damage. Look how much this hurts. It does 2% on block. I feel like that's kinda high. The mace charge does even more, and if you meter burn, that's 4% on block. I am getting 4% damage on block with a move that's +1 and travels most of the screen almost instantly if you can do it from the air. My goodness, this character. And you know what I just realized? Hawkgirl's down 1 has fantastic range. Look at the ridiculous range on this thing. This for a down 1 is remarkable, and it's 6 frames on startup. What is going on, NetherRealm? What were you thinking? Honestly, I'm not even mad. I kind of wish NetherRealm would make more mistakes like this, but just for characters that I like, you know? Like maybe we get a Mortal Kombat 12 that has Ermac and you make his down 1 ridiculous like this, I'd be okay with that. Now, I understand that a lot of people who watch my videos haven't played Injustice, and some of you don't even play NetherRealm games, but you still like my channel, so I feel like notifying you that this character's trait was to fly. She can move around freely, and other characters later on would have the same ability, like Ermac and even Starfire in Injustice 2. And during this flight, Hawkgirl still has access to all of her moves, like the mace charge and the mace toss, all of those things, and she won't exit flight until she hits the opponent with certain moves or until the trait runs out. So you don't even have to manually cancel into it and out of it. She will just stay in flight the whole time until her trait runs out. And what this meant was Hawkgirl didn't have to be an in-your-face constantly kind of character. She could also retreat and she could throw the maze whenever she had her life lead, and look at the damage this thing does on block. Once again, almost 2%. And on top of that, she can also throw the mace horizontally too. It doesn't have to go straight down, and she's still getting some really good damage. So the idea was with Hawkgirl to either constantly harass your opponent or just to back up a bit when you had the life lead. Not to mention flight would be really good against certain characters like Superman, whose heat vision doesn't actually hit the top of the screen. Like I mentioned earlier, this character might have been boring, but she was not bad, and I'm starting to respect her a lot more now that I'm making this video. And next up, we gotta talk about the corner, because the corner is where things really started to happen for Hawkgirl. As you can see, the meter burn now leaves her right in the opponent's face, and she is +1, which means if she does this and the opponent tries anything, they're going to get counter hit. And once again, down 1s cancel into special moves, so if they press a button and get hit there, she is going to get a full combo on them. And of course, the dive kick gets better here as well. It's only -1, and she's right in their face. In fact, I'm wondering if it might be better if she lands it like later during the animation, or maybe if she lands it closer, it might be better on block. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. It's not uncommon for dive kicks to have different frame data depending on where you land them. So if anybody mained Hawkgirl, let me know if she can be plus with this dive kick. I have a feeling she might be able to, especially in the corner. Oh my god, and look at this nonsense. Her down 1 is -1, which means if you're fighting somebody with a 7 frame down 1, she can just keep doing down 1 over and over again. And the only bad outcome that could happen for her is a trade, as in you both get hit, but otherwise she's going to win every single time. That's ridiculous. Oh, but don't worry, things get crazier. I'm pretty sure she can actually combo after this move. I could be wrong. Nope, she can. She can down 1 there. I won't lie to you. It's not the easiest thing, but she can definitely combo after it. Oh my goodness, look at that, 36%. Now that combo is admittedly somewhat migraine-inducing. Trying to time down 1s in NetherRealm games because they don't have input buffer is so annoying. But the good news is, once you master this combo, you're getting 36% off a special move that is plus on block anyway, so no risk and a ton of reward. For me personally, back in the day, I preferred combos like this. Instead, they were very easy and still got a decent amount of damage, around 32%, so 4% less damage. What is that, like this, that much damage? Yeah, about that much damage is all you're missing out on with my combo combo instead of the random mace charge, but the random mace charge is also plus, so there is that. Now, oddly enough, certain things don't work for Hawkgirl in the corner, like this string back 1-3. That entire mace is supposed to hit, and I think also juggle the opponent. Let me try it from mid-screen just to double check, but I'm pretty sure it works that way. Yeah, 100%. This move works properly from mid-screen, but in the corner it kind of messes up. Once again, Hawkgirl had some weird hitboxes. And yeah, that's about it for Hawkgirl. I think the reason a lot of people forgot about this character is because her combos are a bit more indirect. She kind of rewards you for doing special moves in the neutral instead of strings, and then her combos themselves are a bit more unorthodox. They're definitely not the typical string, special move, meter burn, and then keep the stuff going. They're very different. Alright everyone, so that's a brief look back at Hawkgirl. Once again, she was a very powerful character, and to some a bit boring as well. But after making this video, I want her in Injustice 3 even more, assuming that we get an Injustice 3. We might not, but if we do, I definitely want to see Hawkgirl come back. I would say NetherRealm should keep the moves that made her really good, like the mace charge and the dive kick, all that awesome stuff, but maybe make her strings a bit better and a bit less unorthodox. Give her a bunch of new normal attacks, but keep a lot of the special moves the same, while also giving her some new special moves to spice things up, because at the end of the day, all she does is fly at you with the mace and throw the mace, and then she has like a move where she kicks you, and that's about it. So once again, spice things up a bit, but keep what works, because she's definitely a strong character. She just needs a bit more spice to make things fun. But let me know in the comments down below, how do you feel about Hawkgirl? And if you played Hawkgirl, post any tips. And while you're down there, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.